Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into something really fascinating that's happening online, where two very different spiritual paths, Vedic astrology and Islamic prayer, are being mashed together to create these unique daily forecasts. We're going to break down exactly how this digital alchemy works and, what its popularity says about how we're all trying to find meaning today.
Okay, let's just dive right in. We're going to grab a single digital artifact as our guide. A forecast made for Friday, March 27, 2026. By getting really granular and looking at this one example, we can actually see the precise formula that's being used to blend these two worlds into one single, really compelling piece of advice.
So here's how we're going to tackle this. We're going to use what's called an hourglass structure. We'll start big with the main idea, then we'll get super specific, narrowing in on the forecast and the ritual, and then we'll zoom right back out to understand the bigger picture and why this whole thing is connecting with so many people.
All right, so right out of the gate, the source material paints a very specific picture. It takes Friday, which of course is a hugely important day in Islam, called Jumma, and frames it as a day with this special cosmic energy that ties directly into astrology. And there it is, that's the whole key right there. The source builds a bridge, a direct connection between the holy day of Jumma and the planet Venus. This one fusion, connecting a sacred day of worship with the planet that astrologically rules over happiness and beauty, well, that's the engine that drives this entire forecast.
Now, this is where it gets really, really cool. The amount of specific astrological data here goes way beyond your typical horoscope you'd see in a magazine. Seriously, this isn't just about your sun sign. There are all these different layers of cosmic info being used, which is exactly what gives this kind of content so much credibility with its audience. Let's break it down. First things first, we need to get a handle on a key term from Vedic astrology, nakshatra. The easiest way to think of them is like 27 different moods or personalities that the moon can have. And for this specific day, the source points to the Hasta Nakshatra, which literally translates to the hand.
So what the source does here is create this incredible celestial team-up. You've got Venus, the planet of love, running the show for the day, and then you have the moon, which is all about our emotions, setting the vibe through the nakshatra. And the claim is that this combination creates a perfect cosmic window for, and I quote, emotional healing. And this right here just perfectly shows the depth of the data being used. It's not just a sun sign, right? We have the specific lunar day, the fact that it's a waxing moon, even the Vedic month. But what's brilliant is how all this technical stuff gets translated into simple, practical advice, like wear white or light pink today, or maybe go donate some sugar or milk.
Okay, so all this cosmic data is great, but what does it actually mean for you? Well, that's where the zodiac signs come in. Based on this whole celestial setup, the source then gives a unique forecast for all 12 signs, or rashi as they're called in Sanskrit.
Obviously, we can't get into all 12, but this gives you a really good taste of the kind of guidance people are getting. For Aries, the theme is victory over enemies, with a specific mention of getting relief in legal matters. For Leo, it's all about financial gain, a day for wealth. And for Pisces, it's about partnerships, with the potential to land a big client. You see how tangible and real-world this advice is?
So after laying out all of this astrological advice, the source does something really interesting. It pivots. It introduces a specific Islamic ritual and presents it as a practical way you can actively tap into all that positive cosmic energy it just spent time describing.
So to really get this next part, we've got to know what a wazifa is. As you can see, it's a devotional practice in Islam. Think of it like a focused, repeated prayer, often using the names of God to achieve a really specific goal.
And this is absolutely crucial. The source doesn't just say, hey, you should pray. No. It provides a super structured 4-step ritual with specific phrases to recite and an exact number of times to do it. It's handed to the audience as a practical tool, a real how-to for engaging with the day's spiritual potential for love and sustenance.
Okay, so we've taken apart all the individual pieces, the astrology and the Islamic ritual. Now let's zoom back out to where we started. What does this mashup really tell us about spirituality in our digital world? I mean, why does this kind of blended content find such a loyal audience online? What is it about this particular formula that resonates so deeply with people who are, just looking for answers?
So, what's the big takeaway here? The appeal isn't just one thing. It's this powerful combination you see on the screen. First, it gives people specific daily hope. Second, it mixes traditions they already know in a fresh new way. But I think the most important part is that it gives people a sense of active participation. It combines the what might happen of astrology with the what I can do of prayer, which creates this incredible feeling of having some control over your own life.
At the end of the day, content like this really shows us how people are using digital platforms not to get rid of tradition, but to reinvent it. They're weaving together these ancient belief systems to create new, personalized, and really accessible ways to find meaning in our crazy modern world. And the question it leaves me with is, what other fusions are just around the corner?